Hi, my name is Jessica Hagg, and I'm director of the Arlington Street Community Center here in Nashua. And if you're like me, you probably don't know too much about the center. So I'll just give you a little bit of background about our building and our space, and then I can tell you a little bit more about me. So the center has actually been in the Nashua community for a very long time. It served as the Crown Hill Fire Station from 1892 to 1920. And then once we got new technology for fighting fires, we built the building right next door to the Arlington Street Community Center. And that was in use until 2006, when the fire station was moved over to East Hollis Street. So after that, the building served as a dance studio. It was a dance studio for a very long time, and actually the birth of Discover Dance, which is a nonprofit here in Nashua, came through that dance studio, and we still work with them today. And it became the Arlington Street Community Center on October 28th, 2017. So that was our grand opening. Mayor Donchis undertook the My Brother's Keeper project, which basically wanted to help anybody in our community that is a part of a marginalized group and anybody that just needed extra support. We provide all of our programs that anybody in the community can come. So we just want to make programs and events that are meaningful and beneficial and accessible to everyone in Nashua. So I actually just started my position here in June. I haven't been here very long. I came straight out of Riviera University, where I studied education and community leadership for the past 4 years. And I specialize in early childhood education and preventing and treating trauma in early childhood. And I also minored in sociology. So during my time at Riviera, that's when I first came into Nashua. I'm originally from Lowell, Massachusetts. So when I first came here, I actually got involved in Nashua PAL right away. And I knew I wanted to intern there. So thankfully, I was able to get a position there, and I interned at PAL for about 1.5 years until COVID hit. And then during COVID, I actually moved over to another internship with United Way of Greater Nashua with their Smart Start Coalition. And so I worked there for 1 year, and we just worked to help families of young children with children between the ages of birth through 8 for free events, free resources in the community, and just providing support for families and educators. And after that, I went into my senior year at Riviera, where I had to choose an internship project that I would do to complete my degree. And I decided to do a research project on childhood trauma here in New Hampshire to see what the state was doing to prevent trauma and treat trauma. And I used all the connections that I had made at my internships, and I worked alongside a therapist based in Derry, New Hampshire, and completed my research paper. So that's a little bit about my background and how I got involved in the community. And when I found out about the position at Arlington Street, I didn't know too much about the center. I had been there for the preschool readiness program. I knew that there was a Halloween event every year. There was Christmas tree giveaways every year. So I knew a little bit, but I didn't know what went on behind the scenes. And so I went in to get the position, and I immediately knew that I was super passionate and really excited about the community center and what can be done there. So ever since COVID, the events, besides we have dance classes that go on every week, but besides that, the events and programs that were happening before COVID kind of fell apart, as we can imagine, for a lot of things during that time. So I was really lucky that when I came in, I am able to build programs and take what I'm hearing from the community and then create things for those people, because the community center is here for all of us to have access to educational resources, to have fun, to have other necessary resources like food. We have air conditioning, we have the dance studio, we have the basketball court. So I just loved the space, and I started thinking of ideas right away. And the day that we're filming this is Wednesday, the 10th of August. This is actually my first week that my programs are in action. So this week, starting on Mondays and Wednesdays, we have reading tutoring for elementary students with a local reading tutor who lives in Nashua. She is fantastic. We're also starting our community nights program, which was what I was most excited about creating. So the idea behind that is basically every Friday night from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., there's going to be a free activity at the center. It'll change each week, and we will provide dinner. So if you just got out of work, you're worried about having dinner before coming to the center, you don't even have to think about it. And it's fun for people of all ages. So most of our activities, children over the age of 6 can participate. And if we have an activity where that doesn't really make sense, we have free childcare on site as well. So our first community night is happening August 12th, which is this Friday. It is already booked up, but it is a cooking class for the community. And so we're just going to be using local goods from Grow Nashua, which provides local produce. We're going to be making recipes and eating and just having a good time all together with this free cooking class. And next Friday, which is August 19th, we're going to be doing a tie-dye night. So people can bring in anything that they want to tie-dye. We'll also have things available for you if you didn't bring anything or you forgot last minute. And it just provides time for you to eat, meet people in the community, but also have something to do on a Friday night that you can bring your kids if you want to. You can bring your siblings or your parents. So that was really exciting for me to have that be so successful and have people so excited about it. And that's kind of just motivated me to create other programs. So if you went on our website, there's a tab on our website that says Our Programs. And then when you click on that tab, it'll say Current Programs. And so that's where you can find a list of everything that we're doing or that we plan to do. Again, I just started in June, so really I've been trying to plan for the fall, for when school is back in session. We can provide after school activities, we can have tutoring after school, dance classes, resources for parents and adults in the community. You can come use the space for book club meetings, or if you need a printer, you can come use a printer. So that's kind of where my planning has been recently. But we already talked about our community nights. We have our tutoring going on. Open hours will be starting once school starts, probably early October, to give people a chance to adjust to the school schedule. But that would be on Mondays and Wednesdays. Kids can come into the center right after school and do their homework. They can play board games. They can attend a dance class. We're also going to have community partners in the building as well doing activities with the kids. And that would be from after school until 6 p.m. And then from 7 to 8 p.m., adults can come in and use the center. And so that would be just an opportunity for people to come in, see the space, and see, oh my gosh, this is such a great, resource for the community. I would really like to create XYZ. That's where the My Community program comes in. So it can be for young adults or adults in the community that they've always wanted to start something in Nashua and they didn't know where to start. So you can come to the center and say, man, I've always wanted to do like community paint nights and I just didn't know where I could do it. Now I know I can do it here. And we have the resources and tools that you need to start the program that you would like to see. And so I think that's ultimately beneficial to young adults because that's how I got started in nonprofits and leadership roles. Was somebody gave me the opportunity to go in and create something and gave me the tools to create something. And I feel like it's really important that we let young people know that they are able to make change and they are able to learn the skills that they need to see the difference that they want to make. So that's My Community program. And then we also we're starting registration this week. We have a preschool readiness program, which is in collaboration with Rivier University. And so basically that will be on Mondays and Fridays from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. And that will just be a play-based curriculum for free preschool readiness for any child between the ages of 2 years old and 10 months to 5 years old. So any child who hasn't attended kindergarten yet, and they can just come get practice socializing with other kids, learning how to share, learning basic academic, curriculum, but primarily just providing a safe space for young children and for parents to leave their children. I know a lot of preschool programs right now are going on later in the afternoon, like from 1 to 4 or 1 to 3. So this is a morning that can just supplement that preschool program that your child is already going to. And I just think early childhood, the brain develops the most during the first 3 years of life. Like 80% of brain development happens during that time. So anything that we can do to benefit kids during that time is so important. So I'm really excited to collaborate with Rivier University on that. And then we're just also planning on doing our normal special events like we used to do, celebrating holidays and traditions in Nashua. I've also been attending a lot of the Nashua Community Days. I just went to Dr. Chris' parent registration. That was awesome, really well done by a homeschool coordinator there who's really dedicated to the families. Just meeting parents, meeting educators, meeting community members, telling them about the center, that it is here for you, that you can make of it what you want, you can participate in these programs, they're free, and just trying to make sure that everybody knows that we can have the same access. There are so many things in our lives that can kind of create barriers for other people to participate in. So having a space where everybody can go, everybody can get involved is really important. And I just look forward to continuing to grow the center and continuing to meet the community as well. Thank you for spending time with me.